Hey guys, Matt Bishop here. We are backstage at the Trespass America Festival here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm here with Hiran from Battlecross. Dude, what's going on, man?
Not much, man.
How's the tour going?
Great, man. I'm having a blast on this tour with all these bands, and it's been awesome experience for us, and we're just totally stoked to be a part of it.
Nice. You guys are out here touring in support of the major label debut on Metal Blade Records, baby.
Boom.
Pursuit of Honor.
That's
what
right.
can fans expect from this record?
Pretty much a no bullshit, straightforward to the point thrash record. We're basically just not out for to be gimmicky or anything like that. We just wrote a record that, we writing music that we love and we love to play, and if you're a metal fan, you're gonna dig it.
You guys are self-proclaimed blue-collar thrash metal. I mean, is that pretty much, what you just, no bullshit?
Yeah, I mean,
no
basically
budget?
the blue collar thing kind of comes into who we are as people, and what we represent as a band, and that's just hardworking, individuals that, aren't out here to be rock star and, try to, basically come off as, we're better than everybody. We're just out here to do our thing and work hard and kick ass, and that's what our record basically speaks for itself, just straight up kick ass fucking metal and, straight to the point.
That's how we like it.
That's right.
Straight to the point, right in your face! What was it like getting that major label signing? I mean, Metal Blade Records, such a legendary label, over 30 years of just epic artists and great records, and what was it like not only getting that signing, but with a label like Metal Blade, with such a rich tradition? It
was just such a huge part of our point in our career that was just so awesome, just something that finally did it. We finally made it to that point where we're signed now and we can kind of go on the next step, and especially with Metal Blade, a label that we've been a fan of for years. So many bands that we listen to are on that label, like Cannibal Corpse and Black Dahlia Murder, and Slayer was on that label at one point, and even early Metallica and stuff like that. So to be a part of that label is it's very huge for us, and very just a humbling experience. And that, like I said, it's that foot in the door,
Mm-hmm.
It's like that one step that every band hopes to get to, is to get signed on something that's, respectable and well known, So for us to do that, and, especially for a band that hadn't toured before, and then Metal Blade pretty much took a chance on us, it's awesome. Totally stoked to be a part of Metal Blade, so.
The landscape of heavy music right now is so diverse, with so many different subgenres, and I guess, how do you guys, feel about yourselves kind of keeping it old school? I mean, is that something that you guys really set out to do as a goal, like we want to do old school thrash, or is it just you guys doing what you do and this is what you're feeling when you're writing music?
That's pretty much the nail on the head, man. Like, we're not set out to be a particular kind of sound, essentially, Tony and I, the other guitar player, are just very influenced by the old school stuff, and I think what kind of separates us from a lot of the current bands is we play in standard E and drop D tuning, so we don't really tune down low. And one of the reasons why we did that was just to brighten up the guitars, because some of the stuff we're doing is, just the way we play makes it sound tighter. And we don't really set out to sound a certain way. We like to just kind of write a song that feels good to us and feels natural and sounds good, and that's just how we write. We don't like to box ourselves in any sort of thing and say we have to sound like this or we have to be this, and and I understand why labels are there for different genres, because there is different genres of metal, but really I like to just call ourselves a metal band, because as soon as you tell someone, listen to this band, what kind of genre it is, and you tell them what it is, you get that immediate thought in your head of what you're going to think of it. I don't really like death metal, so I'm not going to check them out. Or I don't like black metal, or I don't like this. It's like, if you just tell someone, hey, it's metal, check it out, then you go in with a complete open mind. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been taking some of the audiences by surprise, because they don't know what to expect. You see the name Battlecross, and you might think power metal or Viking metal, or what the hell is this, and you go and
they're from Battle Creek, Michigan. Are you guys from Battle Creek, Michigan?
No, we're from Detroit, but...
see, I was wondering that. I was like, I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Wouldn't that be cool? Battlecross from Battle Creek. But no, man, it's cool, because the name, I think, throws people off, and you just go in with... I guess either an expectation and you get something else, or no expectation, then you're just like, all right, that's awesome, you know. And those are some of the best bands that, you know, when someone just tells me to check out a band and I have no idea what to expect, you know, you go in, like I said, with an open mind, and it's just, you take it for what it is instead of already going in with an attitude or thought of what it's going to sound like or what you're going to think of it. So,
where are you guys headed post Trespass? What do you guys got coming up in the works as far as more touring, I assume?
More touring for sure. Hopefully some stuff overseas, but right now we got stuff in the works. Can't really say much.
Oh,
but
they always say that.
Yeah, we're legally tied down, can't say anything, or, you know. But no, it's we got stuff in the works coming up, and you know, definitely working on new material as well. I know, you know, the record's been out for a year, but we are working on new stuff. But we are really trying to push Pursuit of Honor. Because just since the release, you know, it's been kind of just upward, you know, going upward. So we just want to keep pushing that record. It's getting exposed to more and more new people. So, you know, we really want to push that in as much markets and areas as possible and get it out to the masses. So,
do you guys have any finished new tunes that you've been dropping here and there? Or are we still, you know, pad and paper and riffs and all that?
I mean, we're playing stuff together, and we're working on new material. Like, we have songs that are down, nothing recorded, but, you know, it's stuff that's kind of finished, and then other songs that are like skeletons of stuff that we still need to work on. But I'd say it's like half written, and then the other half we still need to write. So a lot of this tour, I think, is just giving us inspiration to go home and write, especially for me. You know, I'm just like itching to like go back home and start working on new material and stuff like that. So doing that, but we still want to focus on touring, more touring. So.
Touring is good.
Yes.
The fans like touring.
Gotta love touring.
Dude, thank you so much for joining me.
I appreciate it.
Battlecross, ladies and gentlemen. The major label debut is out now, Pursuit of Honor on Metal Blade Records. If you don't already have it, go pick it up to hold you over until some new material comes out.
That's right.
Probably sometime 2013, 14-ish.
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep them in 2013.
Pick it up.
And catch them on tour. Huge tour announcements coming. Check the band out, Facebook and online. And always, crank it up!